I am 28 years old. I'm going to be 29 a month from now. I am single, and I am the happiest I have ever been. About a year ago today, I was experiencing heartbreak for the very first time in my life. I had just gotten out of my first serious relationship, and it was really hard for me to deal with that. So even though it was toxic, I was still very sad and heartbroken, and I was just going through so many emotions. I was sad, I was depressed, I was angry, and it took a little bit of time for me to kind of process everything and just for me to be able to move on with my life. I remember at the time I wasn't happy with how the relationship was going, and I was afraid to end things because it was my first ever relationship, and a part of me wanted to keep the relationship going just for the sake of me not being single. And looking back, I realized I shouldn't be doing that, you shouldn't be in a relationship if you're not truly happy. I feel like some people, they are in a relationship because they just don't want to be single, they don't want to be alone. But, if you're not living a peaceful and happy life, the relationship is just not worth it. I can confidently say that after things ended in my relationship, I became a lot happier. I had a lot of free time, but I was happy with it. And most importantly, I was living a peaceful life. No anxiety, no stress, no toxic people in my life. And I'm happy about that. Now, don't get me wrong, while I don't think the relationship was great, I still cherish it. I'm still grateful and appreciative that it happened, and I still, every now and then, think about the good times that I had in my relationship. So again, as I mentioned earlier, it's all kinds of emotions that I went through, from negative emotions, but also positive ones as well. And obviously, it takes time to process and have those feelings, but at the same time, life moves on. I can't just sit in sadness and just be sad and depressed all the time, I gotta move on with my life. And in the last year, I have taken my health more seriously. I started to eat healthier. I do 10,000 steps every single day. I, started spending more time with my friends, and I was also, I had more time for myself, obviously. So I got, more into video games. I started taking YouTube more seriously. If I was still in my relationship, I probably wouldn't be as consistent as I am right now. As someone who is in their late 20s, there are people around me who are settled down into their relationship. Either they've been dating someone for years, or they're married and they live together, and then there's me, where I'm single. And It's so easy nowadays to compare yourself to other people. And back then, I used to be very ashamed of being single and afraid of being alone. But, after my last relationship, I kind of realized that being single is actually pretty great. Again, living a peaceful life is very important for me. So the idea of being with someone, a partnership, is great. But at the same time, if it is at the cost of your peace and sanity, then it's just not really worth it. Given that it's been a year now since my last relationship, I do feel like I have fully moved on at this point. But am I ready to put myself back out there and date again? Honestly, right now the answer would be no. I do think the idea of having a partner and being in a good relationship is a great thing. But right now, I really just enjoy my time to myself and being single. I don't feel like I'm really in a rush. I know back then I thought that by this age I would have already been married, but after, just going through life, I've learned the valuable lesson that it's much better for me to be single than to be in a bad relationship. So I'm enjoying my time right now being single. I will say the only thing that I really miss looking back at my last relationship are the physical aspects of it, but I don't think that itself is a good enough reason to want to date again. So yeah, I don't think I'm really fully ready. I enjoy being single and just having time for myself to do whatever I want. So I'm going to end this off here. If you are going through a breakup, experiencing heartbreak, just know it takes time, but you'll move on from it. It's not going to last forever. I know it's easy to feel lonely when you're single, and it's easy to compare yourself to other people around you who might be settled down in a relationship, but you are exactly where you are supposed to be in life right now. If you are single, cherish that time, because honestly, it's pretty great. So thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.